Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and salutations unto all the Akim, you brothers preaching this word in truth and its sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And shalom unto the hopeful elect, you sincere believers scattered wherever you may be. All right, title of this one, Lord willing, is going to be His will be done. His will be done, referring to the Heavenly Father through His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. All right, because like it tells us real quick in the book of Isaiah 46:10. All right, it says, declaring the start at 9. This is Isaiah 46:9. Remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High, and there is none else. For I am the Most High, and there is none like me. Right? So Yahweh power, right? God meaning power, is the Most High. All right? The highest. Okay? And essentially, everything that is happening in the earth now, or has happened in the past, or will happen, is all according to His will, and is all according to what He wants to happen. As it's going to read, it says, declaring the end from the beginning. So He already set up the end from the beginning. And like it tells us, He's the Ancient of Days. Really, with Him, there really truly is no beginning and end to the Most High. He just is, you know. But it says declaring the end from the beginning. So He set up, you know what I'm saying, basically the end of a thing before it even starts. You know, He wrote it out that way. Just how, you know what I'm saying, the end of our story, which really isn't going to be an end, is the kingdom of heaven. You know, because it's going to go on forever. Just as how He is, you know. Is you know, it's far out. The Lord is far out. But it says Isaiah 46:10, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done. Right? So He already set it up. It says, saying, my counsel shall stand and I will do all my pleasure. All right. In the NLT, it says, only I can tell you the future before it even happens. So the Lord has the answers, you know, and the Lord sets everything up accordingly to how He wants it to go to plan. It says, everything I plan will come to pass, for I do whatever I wish. All right. So really, this was inspired off a little reading I was doing in 1 Samuel 3. All right, going into the story of Eli. All right, and essentially his death and the death of his family. You know what I'm saying? The really a curse that was brought upon him through not essentially disciplining his children. Which get a little back story. It says a little history. I just looked up Eli in the Bible, and this is the AI overview. It says Eli was a priest and a judge in the Bible who served in the city of Shiloh during the 11th century BC. All right, so Eli was a high priest, the most prominent representative of the Most High in Israel. He presided over the tabernacle in Shiloh, where the Ark of the Covenant was kept. He also served as a judge in Israel for 40 years. So it says Eli had two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, who also served as priests in Shiloh. But these two, like it says, they mentioned that they were scoundrels. You know, when you go to the second chapter, it says, 1 Samuel 2:12, now the sons of Eli were sons of Belial. They knew not the Most High. All right, in the NLT, it says, now the sons of Eli were scoundrels who had no respect for the Lord or for their duties as priests. Whenever anyone offered a sacrifice, Eli's sons would send over a servant with the three-pronged fork. While the meat of the sacrificed animal was still boiling, the servant would stick the fork into the pot and demand that whatever is brought up to be given to Eli's sons. All the Israelites who came to worship at Shiloh were treated this way. So they were wicked, all right? They were wicked priests. So that eventually led to what? It says going down. All right, 1 Samuel 2:22. It says, now Eli was very old and heard all that his sons did unto all Israel, and how they lay with the women that assembled at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. Wow. It's just wicked. All out wickedness. Laying with women at where it's supposed to be the Lord's holy place. They were doing, they were defiling themselves, in a place where we were supposed to be clean. All right, this is 1 Samuel 2:23. And he said unto them, why do ye such things? For I hear of your evil dealings by all this people. And this is Eli speaking unto his sons, 1 Samuel 2:24 says, nay, my sons, for it is no good report that I hear ye make the Lord's people to transgress. It says, if one man sin against another, the judge shall judge him. But if a man sin against the Lord, who shall entreat for him? Notwithstanding, they hearkened not unto the voice of their father, because the Lord would slay them. All right. And this is the point I want to hear. In the NLT, it reads, if someone sins against another person, the Most High can mediate for the guilty party. But if someone sins against the Lord, who can intercede? But Eli's sons wouldn't listen to their father, for the Lord was already planning to put them to death. So like we had opened up with, he declared the end from the beginning. So he put it, he set it up already in the spirit to where there was going to go off. Eli was going to rebuke him or try to correct them, but they ain't listen, and eventually that led to what? 1 Samuel 3 and I'll get to actually I'll go down to 1 Samuel 2, because this was the first warning, so to speak. It says 1 Samuel 2:27 in the NLT, one day a man of the Most High came to Eli and gave him this message from the Lord. I revealed myself to your ancestors when the people of Israel were slaves in Egypt. I chose your ancestor Aaron from among all the tribes of Israel to be my priest, to offer sacrifices on my altar, to burn incense, and to wear the priestly vest as he served me. And I assigned the sacrificial offerings to you priests. So why do you scorn my sacrifices and offerings? Why do you give your sons more honor than you give me? For you and they have become fat from the best offerings of my people Israel. Therefore, the Lord, the power of Israel, says, I promise that your branch of the tribe of Levi would always be my priest, but I will honor those who honor me, and I will despise those who think lightly of me. All right. It says, the time is coming when I will put an end to your family, so it will no longer serve as my priest. All the members of your family will die before their time. None will reach old age. You will watch with envy as I pour out prosperity on the people of Israel, but no members of your family will ever live out their days. Those who survive will live in sadness and grief, and their children will die a violent death. So, and this is a cut to the Christians who mentioned that the Most High is all love. Here it is. This is the Lord, the power, sent this message unto Eli. And he was a priest of the Most High. All right. But they like I said, it says, they were getting fat from the offerings of his people. So he knew, Eli essentially knew about the wickedness, but the spirit didn't move him to discipline his children. And this led to that curse being brought upon his family. But as it mentioned, the Lord was already planning to put them to death. So it was already set up. So his will is going to be done. All right, and that's exactly what happened. It says verse 34, 1 Samuel 2:34, and to prove that what I have said will come true, I will cause your two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, to die on the same day. Then I will raise up a faithful priest who will serve me and do what I desire. I will establish his family, and they will be priests to my anointed kings forever. You know? So, and this eventually happened. You know what I'm saying? Hophni and Phinehas being put to death on the same day. All right. Eli actually heard it, and then he perished himself. You know? But he eventually got second warning from Eli. All right. And it mentioned in the first that verse here in 1 Samuel 3 that I'll just read it. It says, meanwhile, the boy Samuel served the Lord by assisting Eli. Now, in those days, messages from the Lord were very rare and visions were quite uncommon. And this is how you know the Lord was dealing with him at the time, because he came to him, all right, in a vision. You know, the Lord called out to Samuel and then essentially gave him the prophecy of what was going to happen to Eli. And then he eventually let Eli know the judgment. And what? Here's his reply. 1 Samuel 3:18, it says, and Samuel told him every whit and hid nothing from him. And he said, it is the Lord. Let him do what seemeth him good. You know, so he knew already. You know, Eli knew, even in the state that he was in and knowing the judgment, he knew, hey, this is the Lord. He's going to do what's best. It's his will. You know, 1 Samuel 3:18, it says, so Samuel told Eli everything. He didn't hold anything back. It is the Lord's will, Eli replied. Let him do what he thinks best. All right. So again, all things go according to the will of the Lord. You know, this is why it gives us, it brings us comfort, knowing that the things that happen in our lives was tailored to the movie that the Lord written, right? That the Lord set up for it to play out. And we just pray we end up on the right side of the movie, so to speak. You know, we pray that the Lord directs our steps in truth, right? And that he keeps us in this truth, continuing to abide in the faith. You know, because again, it's really not up to us on whether we make it or not, man. You know, it's up to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, his grace and his mercy. All right, it's all for the glorification of him. This is why we have no room to boast. You know, we always have to be mindful of keeping that fear of the Lord upon us, because, man, we're at the end. We're at the end, and judgment is coming down the pipe. All right, and we have to do things that are pleasing unto him. You know, and giving the warning, because we don't want that blood of Israel to be upon our hands while we knew. You know, just like in Eli's case, man, he knew he knew his sons were going off. All right. And essentially, look what it led to. They didn't discipline him, and look what it led to. All right. But he gave him the warning, but they ain't listen. You know? They ain't listen. But that's why that disobedience, man, real quick. Is why we have to be as obedient as possible, because, man, a rebellion, Salakia. 1 Samuel 15:23, for rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness as iniquity and idolatry.